Just in case you're still wondering what Vicky and Alex are up to from the previous entries, there's no time to think about that now. We've got a crazy priest on the loose. Vicky is still on her road trip with Michael Ironside, and Alex is looking for Doc Brown in the 50s. They'll be fine. Prom Night 3, The Last Kiss, apparently did well enough on video that we still got a Prom Night 4 1 year later in 1991, albeit with a new storyline, but still the same connections the others in the series had. Producer Peter Simpson wanted to get away from the wackiness of 2 and 3, so this one goes for a more straightforward slasher approach, while tackling heavier themes like satanic panic, the moral majority, and church scandals, with it being about a murderous priest stalking partiers on prom night. It still sticks with the same composer, but didn't have the involvement of Ron Oliver, who wrote the previous two, and instead this came from writer Richard Beatty, whose filmography itself got knocked up on prom night. That explains the baby movies he wrote after. Plus, Clay Boris served as director, known for being more of an action director at the time, having made the cult James Remar flick Quiet Cool. But I'm more excited about the cinematographer Rick Winsity as he shot... Wait, what the hell is that? Dogmatic? That looks like a fake dog movie you'd stick in the background of a comedy about a movie producer. It took being a dog to make Dennis a man? Oh yeah, I never felt manlier than when I shit on the rug and ate the boss's jacket. Forget forgiving that movie of its sins. We must get back to Prom Night 4, Deliver Us from Evil. I have a hunch this is gonna start out very churchy. Damn it, it was another opportunity to have Mary Lou flirt with the priest again. They say it has nothing to do with the others, but why is the evil still shot in deadite vision? But I take it this is our villain.
From their unholy acts, grant me strength.
And exactly how much is too much to spend to get one off the streets for a night? You know, to talk. Lord, give him the strength to achieve that verified badge on Pornhub. Don't worry, Hamilton High is still here. And why is this set in 1957? So they can use stock footage of the prom scenes from Hello Mary Lou. And for some reason, stock footage of Crispin Glover. Here we meet Brad and Lisa, no relation, and it isn't going so well with their own dates, but that's okay. They've found each other. If they can use the same footage from the other one, they can use the same line, too.
It's not who you come with, it's who you take home.
I've yet to see anyone actually go home with anyone in these. They're not gonna get in trouble. It's the 50s. They'd only get in trouble if they weren't in the hallways smoking. Hey guys, I'm going for extra credit. I'm drinking in the hallways. Also, we just dry humped for 30 minutes and I've got skin flaking off. They had to move the action outside so they wouldn't hear what's going on in the school. Seriously, with the stock footage they used, I'm assuming Mary Lou is being set on fire as all of this is going on. It was an even deadlier night at Hamilton High than I thought. Why did no one ever mention Brad and Lisa, the prom goers who were sliced and diced and set on fire in their cars by an insecure prude?
Join your slut.
Woof, the new Ron Ormond movie looks really harsh. Thanks for letting me know it's still 1957, by the way. I get confused when I see a scene and someone isn't doing the twist. Everything still seems to be in order. There's our Black Jesus, our Laurel and Hardy artwork, and wait a minute, this belongs in a museum! Coronado's dead and so are all his grandchildren. You didn't need to tell me this was a flashback. I would have assumed so. That's Kenneth McGregor, Magneto's dad. Something supernatural appears to be going on. He's either got the stigmata or just rested his hands on a rusty nail in the cave. Either is possible. They're sending Father Jonas away for a while. We're just gonna relocate you to another church, then the problem will go away. Works every time. Now we're caught up to 1991. I still don't believe you. Why is no one doing the lambada? Ah, so it is 91. There's Brock Simpson again. We saw him as a cop in the last one, and that didn't protect him from evil. So now he's decided to join the church as Father Colin. A shame it didn't work out between these two.
I always wondered what it would be like with Jennifer. Please don't.
You're gonna make God zap me with the computer again. Some things haven't changed. Father Yeager is still in charge. Might as well be. He hasn't aged at all since the 50s. Did you spend your makeup budget on setting the car on fire? We are getting significantly more Brock Simpson screen time here. I kinda wish he was the main character. He'd have earned it at this point. So now it's Father Colin who has to watch over crazy Father Jonas, who for whatever reason is being kept in a gigantic fallout shelter in case the end of days bring about the zombie apocalypse, I guess. Guys, you could have just stuck him in a bedroom with a lock and some bars on the doors. There's no reason to build an entire Terry Gilliam set around him, but they couldn't afford a barber, it seems.
That is Father Jonas.
You idiot, that's Perry from the Fisher King. Just give him the Holy Grail and he'll leave. He's fine, he just likes to stare up at the glow-in-the-dark stars we put on the ceiling. You must take over for me, son. See, he's coughing. That means he's old. It is a slasher, though. Guess we gotta get to the teenage characters. We're keeping a similar cast from the others. That's Nicole DeBoer of Deep Space Nine. And keeping the Hello Mary Lou tradition that we need someone from a Cube movie here. Future Fringe producer J.H. Wyman plays Mark, and you're making it too obvious that you don't go to this school. Stop bothering the girls and get back to your shift at Sam's Pizza. Father Yeager is dead now, sadly, so Colin inherited Jonas and also the keys to Father Yeager's sweet 81 Honda. But anyways, on to the horny characters of the film.
Sister Emile says she found you two in the back seat of your car.
What? Father Yeager doesn't need his Honda anymore? But I found my favorite of the young characters.
You weren't driving. You were fucking, sister.
That's a lie. What's with these girls and all the dry humping? I've got no skin left. On a serious note, kudos to Jeff and Laura here for being able to do anything in the back seat. Let's take a break while we hear more narration from Father Yeager's diaries. You don't need to tell me that Jonas is evil. I saw him set people on fire.
When nature calls, life can get
Danners, what is it with you?
dogmatic. ABC next Sunday at 7, 6 Central.
We're back, and he's gonna give Father Jonas just what he needs. Medication and a good mental ward? No. A clean, close shave, there you go. And injecting some holy water into your veins will do the trick too. What is the secret to this church? The dude has been in solitary confinement for decades and also hasn't aged a day. See, girls, you just need to join the church.
You think Mark would be going out with me if I still looked like this? No?
Just saying, lose the mom genes. It's not often I see a movie that's part Prom Night and part Exorcist 3.
Motherfucking priests. You should marry that whore, Jennifer.
Huh, well, he's clearly demon-possessed. I know I shouldn't let him out, but we gotta get the ball rolling on this movie somehow. Father Yeager gave you one job and you already failed, just as you failed as a police officer and failed at rigging the prom. It's a whole series of Brock Simpson messing up his duties. The only thing he succeeded at was bullying, and that still led to a body count. If any killer is gonna sense fornication, it's this guy. The more a slasher series goes into the 90s, the more likely you are gonna confuse it with a Skinamax movie. Even more so than the third one. See, there's 12-year-old me watching the action after the parents go to sleep. But there's still time left for Father Colin to be the hero. He just needs to sing Carmen's Addicted to Jesus, and that'll get Father Jonas off the killing. Kidding, he's still gotta die somehow, as much as I actually am disappointed they didn't stick with him being the lead character here. It needs to get to the real main characters, the undergarments.
Thanks for letting me borrow this.
Oh, sure.
When did this turn into a nudie cutie where someone is standing outside the window with x-ray glasses? Seriously, this movie is going places.
Do you like me? Of course, you're my friend.
The hell? I appreciate that it's now a movie the father would keep under his mattress, but psych, she was just kidding. Wink.
I'm sorry. I read an article in some woman's magazine about how to tell if your best friend is gay.
You fool, you just needed to see if she picked up your Home Depot catalog on the table. With Father Colin gone, now I'm more interested in this other movie they're watching.
You just wanna fuck her!
I hope that's a scene from Dogmatic. Actually, it's the director's earlier movie, Alligator Shoes. I'm assuming also fighting over lesbian porn. The church did such a good job covering up Father Jonas, they can handle this hiccup.
Take him to his room. Make it look as though he hanged himself.
Hashtag Father Colin didn't kill himself. Oh right, it's prom night. I almost forgot. And they're being confusing about it too.
Prom night. To prom night.
To Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh!
Wait, Jamie Lee Curtis and the movie Prom Night exist in this universe, which also has footage of Prom Night 2? You know what? I can buy this. If there can be multiple Brock Simpsons, there can be Jamie Lee clones too. Though I do like that it's a prom night movie about them skipping the prom as they decide to go to a secluded house to have sex. Makes sense to me. Why tire yourself out from the dancing? Just go right to the banging. Plus, none of you look like you're on your way to prom. You look like you're attending the premiere of St. Elmo's Fire. I can't complain too much. It's paced better than the usual party in a secluded house movie that I see. You know, the ones where it turns out to be Humpty Dumpty, the Easter Bunny, or Pooh Bear lurking outside. There's already weird stuff here.
Oh, what is it?
Meat. I don't believe this. Somebody stole the goddamn freezer.
What an odd burglar. Leave the meat, take the fridge. And let me borrow some of that chicken. That might make the chafing on my crotch burn less. They've got everything they need here.
We'll whip up a feast for the guys.
Oh, how domestic.
Too late, they already door-dashed Panda Express when they're not being crude.
I'm never gonna eat again.
Oh, yeah? Guess Laura will be disappointed.
Sorry, I don't speak. Cover your drink with a napkin. Don't go inside. You haven't said the store was all out of Magnum condoms yet. Why are you still searching around? You're here to have sex and eat Funyuns. Who cares if the rat traps haven't been set yet? Ah, just what they were looking for. Dad's collection of cheer wine.
We'll start with a 57.
Yes, mixed with the blood of burnt prom queens. As for the girls...
You sure you know what you're doing?
Leave it to me.
Wait, you mean we don't poke a hole in the bottom of the Pepsi can and drink it that way? And don't be coy, I know what's watching them. It's the Killing Tree again. Another house-gathering movie gone wrong. No matter, someone's gotta go out to the barn and get wood for the fire, and by that, I mean get followed. Damn, even in the POVs I can tell that the killer teleports. He was just in the living room a second ago. He can go anywhere and not be seen. She can't die yet. She's already got the wood for the fire. What's a sex party without s'mores? They're wearing the right kind of clothing for it.
For me, you shouldn't have.
No, you idiot. It's for the former president behind you. Don't try it on too quickly. We haven't started the fire. You're gonna get awfully cold.
I'm sorry.
I'm not mad. I'm going to try them on.
Damn, how do I tell her it was for Jeff? She's gonna be fine in the sack. She's got Laura to give her advice.
You should get down on your knees and thank Jesus that one of you is experienced. There's nothing worse than two virgins trying to fuck.
Yeah, she saw Blue Lagoon in the theater too. A terrible first date. If I were to come into this movie at this point, I wouldn't think that this was the kids on their prom night. I'd think that this is a party the parents are having while their kids are away at prom. Now put a little chocolate on those crackers. No, really, I brought the Hershey's. They're even playing games the parents would play.
Let's play a game.
Like what? Charades?
Oh, cut it out. You're all here to have sex. Well, maybe a little dancing first. This takes me back, honey, just like when we met at the country club New Year's ball back in '73. They ran out of cheer wine, too. Guess this bottle of sparkling Corona lemonade will do. There really is a lot of padding here. It doesn't have the jagged edge problem where scenes go on too long. The scenes individually are fine with their length. It's just that you could lose a handful of whole scenes altogether. The more interesting parts were still with the priest. Like, I'd want to see what Abel Ferrara or Paul Schrader would do with this character, instead of, oh, it's a Halloween edition of Red Shoe Diaries shot in under-the-table vision. And what, is he hiding in the vents now? Are we sure the killer isn't actually a mouse? It's so hot, it has its own viewers. No, really, the little brother is watching outside. You didn't have to travel this many miles. There's a Shannon Tweed movie on right now that you could watch. The Lord has stepped in to put an immediate halt to this unwarranted remake of Getting It On. Is now when the ultra-violent third act will step in? Someone asked the sultry soundtrack to leave so we can get past the sex and onto the killing. Let's take a break. They both got done doing it. I'll give them an extra minute until they're offed.
Movies, the hottest specials, the most outrageous comedy. We've got it all for you on Cinemax.
We're back, people. Why does the killer even look like he belongs in a softcore sex film? They're having problems all over the house. The girlfriend's dead, he's locked out of the room, the angels are watching them and weeping. She's gotta be around somewhere, we made sure of that.
She can't leave. No car, right?
That's right, she can't leave because of the implication. They are determined to find their friend.
Go check the wine cellar.
Well, you're coming with me.
No way, I'm not going in there again.
Just saying, if she's still in there, she can rot. My foot still stings from the mixture of glass and wine. I don't even know if the killer has to do all that much. Please, get the fire closer to the splinters. This series has a good track record of nothing going wrong with a fire. Yep, they're still searching for Laura. Again, the movie doesn't really need to be 97 minutes. This goes on a while. Their problem is that they've been searching other rooms when they should have been searching other movies. Have you tried Black Christmas or Psycho?
Laura. Laura.
We can fuck now, Jeff.
I thought you would never ask. Father Jonas ain't so bad. Michael and Jason would have simply crushed his head. Jonas, however, is polite enough to give him his last rites before he kills him. He may be dead, but he's hanging with Jesus now. There's only 2 of us left, yet still time to kill in the movie. Guess we could sit down for a late night meal first. We're probably gonna have to do a lot of running eventually, though. Even the cinematographer feels like he's killing time. What if their heads look like they're inside the rings? It's the little things that give me joy. Well, they're not in the Black Christmas room anymore. Have we tried the When a Stranger Calls room? You were on the phone with someone from either of those movies earlier. I think even the actors are getting frustrated and just start yelling at the director.
What the hell's going on?
Just walk around for about 10 more minutes. You'll find something eventually. Hey, is our fire guy finally here? Good! Oh, don't worry about that. They're just shooting the Like a Prayer video nearby. That's why there's all the free Pepsi in the house. This one does go back to the roots of the first one a bit, in that both are fairly standard slashers, and why I think 2 and 3 are better. But in comparing it to the first, both have their strengths. This one switches it up by not having it be a mystery who the killer is, and I like the Father Jonas build-up. With a better script, I think he could stand out more among the 90s slashers. But even as he is here, he's a more original character than Alex in the first, though other Alex in Part 3 was a superior hero. Here, I don't really care if this guy dies. It is a cool scene though. Where the first one does work better is that it has the benefit of being made in the disco era, and all of the Saturday Night Fever nods does make it more fun in and of itself. Also, the side characters were more amusing in that one. Part 4 looks like something I'd see on Cinemax late at night, which is how I first saw it back in the 90s. Not saying you can't get enjoyment out of that, but the first one had a better style that I prefer. And it really isn't that often that I say, you should lose the slasher characters. The story of Father Colin giving up a relationship to join the church only to inherit a murderous priest is one of the more interesting plots in the entire series, and they abandon it. But at this point, I guess the Prom Night name had worn out its welcome a little bit, as there was originally gonna be a 5th film. In 1994, there was a horror movie called The Club, still produced by Peter Simpson, and even starred J.H. Wyman from this film, but as a different character. They opted, however, to just release it as a separate thing, but it was still called Prom Night 5 in some other countries. I could still use the further adventures of Father Jonas, though. He has to be supernatural, like I said. How is he suddenly back on the phone? And where is he calling from? I know, inside the house. Look at this, he's at the window, then he's outside, bullets don't hurt him either. Finally, a priest who would be a fair fight against Mary Lou. And don't even get me started on his holy water power. Get this man a skid in Castlevania immediately. You can say this is his death scene all you want, but I know that if there was a follow-up to this, the fire would only make him stronger. Oh, and I love these jumping away from the fire shots where you can tell an action movie director made it. I'm not kidding about how you could do a follow-up to this, because of course he's still alive. And did he possess her? That shot was confusing. That made way more sense when it was Ironside. But eventually it got to where they were more confident in the Prom Night name. You know why? I'll tell you why. The era of 2000s remakes, where obviously the Prom Night series needed its turn to be slaughtered by slasher fans in 2008.
Dear Donna, it's been 3 years.
This high school teacher, he got obsessed with a student.
Since we've seen each other.
Please don't do this, please.
Rated PG-13 in theaters everywhere.